Hey, it's November 11th, 2025. Welcome back. I had an opportunity to do some volunteering, handing out food today and also yesterday, so I'm pretty happy about that. I used to do a lot of that in Kentucky when I had more of a set schedule. When I had the weekends off, I can actually dedicate some of my Saturdays to actually giving out food or helping them distribute food to people in the community. So I'm going to do a better job of getting matched up with organizations that do that down here in Georgia. But I was glad I was able to do it today. The government shutdown. Apparently, there's some type of deal that's been struck between Republicans and Democrats. The House is going to vote on it. It passed in the Senate, and they're going to pass something in the House on Wednesday. So we'll see how that turns up. I mean, what's the whole point of it all? I know there was a lot of concern that there might be this new Democrat. Well, the Democrats were going to pass, and some Republicans were going to pass some type of measure that would allow the Epstein list or Epstein information to be disclosed. So I'm sure that was a factor. But what was the point of all that? The FAA had some problems. They had to cut back on the scheduled flights, 4 to 6%. You're probably going to do that for a little bit, as you probably for the rest of the week, probably. And there's some reports that a lot of air traffic controllers weren't being paid. I mean, what was the whole point of it all, really? I mean, obviously, Congress got paid. All the politicians that voted to, well, put us in a situation where there was a shutdown, they continue to get paid. And, ultimately, when it comes to just politics overall, here's how I see it. Doesn't matter if you're a liberal or conservative, Republican or Democrat. Obviously, I'm on the right. I'm a much more conservative person. I support the Second Amendment. I just think that the big picture is with AI and automation and technology, they want to replace humans. And all this talk about, oh, universal basic income, you guys are living a fantasy. Okay, you really think they're going to keep billions of people on this planet with universal basic income? What would be the point of that? They're going to look at us as being a liability. And what do corporations do with liabilities? Okay, they're going to get rid of us. That's just how I see it. The elite, or whatever the hell you want to call them, the globalists, whatever the hell you want to call them, they are setting up an infrastructure for a world without a lot of us. All these people who can't offer skills to this new economy. I mean, the whole economy is geared towards is going to be able to function with just a smaller amount of people. I think that's pretty much the plan. That's how I see things going. That's if we don't end up in a world war. The Ukrainian war continues as well, of course. I was reading this NPR story about some interview with some girl. I think her name is Marina or something. And she's 27 years old. She works for a nonprofit. And this woman, she's volunteering to go to war. She's a Ukrainian volunteering to fight the Russians. 27-year-old woman. Apparently, males between the ages of 25 and 60 are eligible for the draft, which is really weird. Like, why would you rather choose a 55-year-old to draft than a 24-year-old? The whole thing just got me thinking about Coach Red Pill, Gonzalo Laura. He was talking about the real reason. Well, the reason why he thought they didn't want 18 to 24-year-olds fighting. It's just really, I mean, are they even able to bring anything to the table? Do they have the desire to fight? Do they have anything they can bring to the table? Maybe the reason why they want 25 and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds is because they are willing to fight. They have something to lose. And it's a reflection on what happens in a civilization when you have too many young men who don't have a stake in civilization and society. And we're seeing that right here in America. We're seeing the birth rates collapse. We're seeing it throughout the West. The birth rates collapse, or marriage rates collapse. People just aren't invested in this civilization. Too many people look around, they don't recognize their so-called, they don't see a community. And people are forced to move 1,000 miles away to get a decent job to support themselves. Families are disconnected. You break down a family, you can break down communities. Without these communities, it'll be easier to control a nation. And that'll make it a lot easier to make that transition from civilization we have. Obviously, the underclass, the working class, the middle class, upper middle class, to a situation where you can eliminate most of those people. You have the technology to replace them, and you can just you just have the elite, the wealthy, and all the people who are going to be needed to advance the technology. Um, I do worry that I think we're going to become too overly dependent on AI, and it may either destroy us or we may cease to be human as we integrate more and more with the technology physically. So, yeah, that's how I see the human race moving forward. Um, I hate to be so, I hate to bring this perspective, but that's just what I see. I don't see any political party in 2028 or any politician is going to make any difference because, frankly, in order to win a presidential race, you would need a billion and a half dollars to win a presidential race. Who really has that money and who's willing to really run for president? So you're going to have to get donors. You're going to have to get lobbyists. You're going to have to take money from nefarious characters to really have a chance of winning that election. And that's why ultimately it doesn't matter who gets the nominations because it's all cooked. The money dominates the system. The money dominates the so-called candidates, and they're all bought and paid for. You got situations like we have right now with Trump and Adelson. Or, he's got to do what his donors say. I mean, that's just my perspective. I could be wrong. I'm speaking as a person who voted for Trump 3 times. That's just what I see. You guys share your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you can, help out this holiday season. Try to volunteer somewhere at a food kitchen, food bank, or animal shelter somewhere. Just try to give back to people. Try to give back to your community if you can. And I'm glad there's still organizations out there giving out stuff and trying to help people, especially as the holidays approach. And hopefully we can continue this throughout the year. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.